Bo.
Hello, I'm John Dennis.
I'm that one.
I'm Joe.
And this is
Pulp on Fiction.
Yeah, we do video games and we do other reviews and stuff. And today we're reviewing Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was released in March of 2012 and is the long-awaited sequel to Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters for the Game Boy in 1991, that is the sequel to Kid Icarus.
No.
1987.
Just the original plot of Kid Icarus was you're Kid Icarus, Kid. And you must save the day because Medusa's doing bad stuff. Go through hell, Hades, this place, that place, kill all the people, get all the armor, and save the day.
Of course,
Get the weapons.
They gotta call it Underworld now.
Oh yeah,
they can't
Underworld.
They can't have hell in
We can't handle the eternal damnation of mankind.
You start as Pit and with Pot Lieutenant and you go and defeat Medusa's three chief people.
Not to give too many spoilers away, but some stuff does happen, and it turns out that I'm not going to say who it is, because really, with all this, there's many.
Well,
good
I think
characters.
people should already know by now that.
Okay, spoilers. It turns out Medusa is not actually the main villain, but Hades himself, and he looks magnificent. Not like the 1998 Hercules movie made by Disney, but he's still badass.
He actually does kind of.
He's not voiced by Mel Gibson.
Yeah, but towards the end of the game, he actually kind of looks like that Disney version of Hades.
Yeah. Oh no, you've just
Yeah,
gone
he gets
there.
really big. Well, he's a god.
Alright, so, Dennis, what did you think of the story for Kid Icarus Uprising?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, and the way it was set up with how Nintendo would put, oh, you gotta find Medusa, you gotta find Medusa, and then that big twist where it turns out Medusa was just a big pile of souls, and then it turned out it was just, it was pretty much just, it was pretty much Hades the whole time behind it, and I thought it was awesome. So, and then we also got some cool characters like Veridi and Pyron, the almighty Pyron.
Pyron! Yeah, Pyron was definitely my favorite character. Like, out of everyone, because he was just like, he was like if you took nitrogen and then made him into a person.
But then it also did some stuff wrong. Like, it also had some one appearance characters, like, oh, no, there was also Dark Pit, I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
Dark Pit was awesome. They also had, like, these one character appearances, like Phosphora, Arlon, Dintos, Poseidon.
Neptune. His name is Neptune. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about these later. But, yeah. So I thought the story was pretty good. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I gotta say, I did like how they definitely tried to expand the mythos of Kid Icarus. Something which I find that a lot of Nintendo games really lack. They're kind of just there for gameplay, which is alright, but I'd like universe building in some Nintendo games.
At least the story was original, unlike one franchise that's been going on for
How much is a living?
that and
Mario!
Why are we coughing? Okay, don't laugh. Okay, now my thoughts on the story. As I said, I'm not a big person with stories on video games. I like to play my games, and if it has a good enough story, then I will listen to it relatively quiet. I felt personally the characters really made it great, and the fact that while you're battling, you hear the people talk, that really gave me an incentive to sort of hear what they're saying.
That was so funny.
The story, you can get out without it. It's not too important with the story to play the game.
But
in the end, I think it was a good story. Not the best, but it was a good one.
But when you beat the game, you got these two hidden options that you could have the Veridi menu, and you could turn off dialogue if you didn't want to actually hear anything.
I like how I like a lot of new characters, but I kind of felt like they added like a new character every stage, and they never took the time to really develop too many of them.
Like
just a few of them.
A big problem I'd have to say is, it don't really expand upon characters. Like, there's some really cool ones, but you only see them like 3 or 2 times.
Magnus!
Yeah, Magnus. There's also a guy called Magnus. He's a total badass and very insensitive. He has this huge sword. He's not even a god. He's not even an angel, but he can still kill everything in his path.
Okay, so gameplay.
Gameplay. Okay.
Gameplay. Let's go.
Start with gameplay with me. The gameplay is split into 2 sections: aerial combat and on-the-ground combat. One is the way that you fight when you're in there is that you have to use the touchscreen on the bottom to direct your path upon where you fire. While on land, it is very slippery and a little bit harder to aim, but it's still, you really do gain a sense of achievement once you've killed an enemy. As they explode, there's a little noise, you see them fall down, and you get hearts, which is, like this game's currency. But I do feel like that the weakest point is the ground battles, but it's not even that bad. It's like it's like watching a really good movie and then watching the lesser sequel. It's still good to see how it is that the movie progresses, but it could have been a little bit.
Did you just say movie?
Yeah. No, you didn't. You didn't even hear what I'm saying. I was making an anagram.
Analogy.
Analogy grab. I grab crackers. Joe. You. Yeah.
All right. So gameplay wise, I like the air battles because since Star Fox is probably my favorite Nintendo franchise, other than maybe Super Smash Brothers,
Just
for obvious reasons. I did love them. They were a lot of fun. Sometimes a few of the gimmicks were a little meh, but most of the time I like the feel of it. Land battles, they're pretty good. I like the control. It's not too bad. A lot of people, a lot of reviewers complain about the control and how it aches. I actually didn't mind it. I mean, I just did it fine. Didn't have to use a stand or anything.
Okay, gameplay. Well, like everyone else says, I think the air battles were really cool. It gave it a cool Star Fox feel. It was you got those awesome special attacks that you could have used. Oh yeah, like in Pandora's Labyrinth.
Yeah, totally
spoiler
feels
alert.
like a SNES,
Well,
SNES Star Fox.
Somewhat. Spoiler alert. It actually that stage actually like has some parts from the original Star Fox from the Super
Nintendo. It totally I was getting Star Fox flashbacks.
If anything, I hate to sort of jump in, but really the episode, not episode, what's the episode? The level in the Pandora's Box Doctor Who reference, and there you get because you don't watch Doctor Who. Doctor Who, yeah. That really. It sort of like breaks out just for not exactly no reason, but it gives you a sense that you're making your own path, but really in the end you're not. That's my real problem with that one level. But anyways, keep on saying your things.
Okay, land battle. You guys say it's bad. I think it was good.
I did find it a little bit tedious, to tell you the truth.
It could have been. It could have been tedious, but honestly, it gave me a sense of progression that you would be able to move with this, turn around with the stylus, and then move with the circle pad. And I love being able to do those side attacks. Those are really cool. How you would go jump, bam, in the ground.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
But then I have one major complaint about the actual gameplay. I'm left-handed, so.
Oh, left-handed people. Oh, now let's get into this discussion. Now this got interesting.
Because of the way the circle pad is and everything, you have to. It's basically for right-handed people. And if left-handed people have to do it, they have to use the buttons, which can be a real pain in the butt, or they have to buy the circle pad. So I actually was forced to use my right hand because I didn't want to spend any money, and I didn't want to use the buttons because buttons suck.
Yeah, I want to get the Circle Pad Pro, but I can't find it anymore. Is that just me?
It's in GameStop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a GameStop exclusive. Yeah. Anyways, and then the boss battles were epic as all epic can be. Let's go on to graphics. I'll start.
Yeah, you start.
Graphics for the 3DS, I think they're really great graphics. Just all the explosions, all the nice colors, all the nice, the boss battles, the attacks, the enemies, everything. I think the graphics are awesome. Joe?
Well, yeah, like what you said, for the 3DS especially, some of the water effects can be pretty spectacular.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I also like a lot. There's a lot of creativity in some of the designs, and some of the bosses are really cool. Like the very first boss, the Twin Bellows. Yes.
Oh yeah, that guy was cool.
He just looked awesome, and that was just the first boss. And it gives you insight because there's some really creative set pieces and design. So I gotta appreciate that any game.
Especially to mention the Pandora box, a reference neither of you still get at that level.
Yes.
Okay, Doctor Who's awesome. It's the best show in the world.
Doctor Who.
With the Pandora's Room, it really does change the whole entire style. It makes you feel like they really try to put up a whole entire different universe. Yeah. But my thoughts on the graphics, compared to most Wii games even, it is still fantastic. This easily takes my favorite visual styles for 2012, it's 2013 now. Easily gets 2012 award for best graphics on a handheld system. Suck it, PS Vita!
Yeah. I think that the graphics are on par with Super Mario Galaxy.
Yes.
Alright, sound.
Yes, sound. Right.
Sound. Every single song is either a completely original fabrication or a remix of the original NES game. And honestly, the original songs feel very they make you feel grand and epic, like you're gonna defeat a great epic. You know, you're gonna go through this epic story and kill all these epic things with your epic ones. You are epic. Well, the newer ones had a very soft feel, as if like, you know, let's take this down a bit. I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna do it with class.
Yeah, I definitely,
Not too memorable. Sorry.
in terms of the sound,
Yeah, that's mine.
I think the Kid Icarus series is really having trouble finding its sound.
Yes.
And, you know, like, you could recognize any Legend of Zelda or Mario or Pokemon or even Star Fox. Yes, Star Fox. You could recognize any of those tunes if you play the games. But personally, I can't remember any specific tunes from the game. The only real tune that I can remember is the Super Smash Brothers Underworld. Yes.
Personally,
The one that's the main theme.
I have Dark Pits. Oh
yes, except Dark Pits. Dark Pits theme. I forgot. Yeah, that one's awesome.
Yeah, that one's also good. It's played with a guitar.
Underworld and Dark Pits theme. Other than that, I found it a little bit forgettable.
Alright, no offense, but you guys have no taste in music.
You have no taste in music.
Arrow. Whoa.
Music was really memorable, and honestly, yeah, I guess like during the first few games, the music wasn't as memorable, but I think they got it down with this. Shut up! It's my point of view.
Your point of view is wrong.
You know what?
Okay.
It's my opinion.
That's great.
I'm not done. Like Dark Pit, the original theme, and then the da 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 da.
Okay, yeah.
Da 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 da.
The music.
The boss battle themes, yeah. But and then overall, I thought the sounds were great. The sound effects, the music, awesome. Freaking brilliant! Okay, now on to extras.
Okay.
Okay, speaking of which,
Bonus boss point.
All right, let's talk about all the
The
extras in the game.
now let's talk about out of the game first.
As we
Each
touched
game-
before, sorry to interrupt you. As we touched before, we talked about the little tiny stand that the game comes with. Not too useful, but you know, if you want, if
I
you like
thought it was
that-
convenient.
I challenge you to a game of cards.
Oh yeah, and then
I challenge you to a game of totally original
each
idea
game
trading card based off
came-
Nintendo franchise. Eat it,
game-
Pokemon.
Each game came with 6 AR cards, which are pretty cool. Some of them were
Got
exclusive,
Dark Pit.
like for yeah.
Yeah, we had to.
spoiler, because he's
He's a bad
spoiler.
dude. He's a bad dude.
kind of maybe not. Maybe.
So then, like, it came with. So apparently, Joe got these here, these 6.
Yeah.
Oh man, you
But then-
got all those cool
But then there are also
cards.
some exclusive ones, like this one, the Power of Flight, which was exclusive by the
GameStop.
Game Informer magazine.
Game
That's what it was.
Oh yeah, I remember. I took that out of the Game Informer.
Which is so yeah, the stand I thought it was pretty convenient, and it was a little. I mean, it was a free stand. I mean,
I feel like the cards were a tad bit pointless. You don't really get too much out of them.
Yeah.
You can't fight with them.
well,
I didn't
actually.
say that.
They were cool. They were cool,
Discovering
but-
the cards would actually give you hearts, which had a pretty good point.
But that's it. They
And-
just give you hearts.
And for those who don't know, cards are the currency.
All right.
But extras.
Video game
There
budget.
were a lot of awesome Easter eggs and references in this game.
Definitely a staple of Sakurai.
I
Also
would
a
just
staple
like-
of Super Smash Bros.
I would just like to point out this. Video game logic, you kill undead things, you get hearts which you use for money to buy swords. Good game design!
Freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
What is this, Castlevania?
Anyways, so then you had these awesome, really cool Easter eggs and references. Like for the example, the very first level where you fight Twin Bellows, it makes a reference to Nintendogs.
I love Nintendo.
I hate
And then there was some bosses too. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Underworld Gatekeeper, that boss you fight the level where you fight Medusa, like right before you enter the castle, he had Triforces on him.
I don't know.
Yeah, he had
I don't know.
one of the weapons had a Triforce on it.
Triforce!
More like
Triforce!
Why not?
Triforce.
More like Triforce. Try your force. So here's me trying my force.
Also the reference where if you get the Fairy Orbitar's idol, it makes a reference to Navi, how annoying she is, by saying, tired of fairies telling you to listen?
Nintendo has become self-aware?
Yes.
Goddamn.
the end of the world.
And then what other extras were there? I mean, yeah, and again, there were like so many other Easter eggs, and then it also broke the fourth wall by in the
They did do
in the
that
how to play
a lot.
in the how to play. They would say, "What's Icarus?"
Also, did you guys catch the thing where Pitt says he talks about the Coyotos or whatever, and that they look like Metroids?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That's actually a reference to the original NES game.
Veridi's like, shut up.
Yeah. Shut up! This is Kid Icarus. This ain't no.
The machine guns. No, I'm just kidding.
The Zubat, the Pikachu, the Wartortle, the Blastoise.
I'm sorry, but I don't like the way.
Whatever else I forgot. Okay. But you had a bunch of weapons that you could either buy, and then use or fuse together to make even better weapons. And they had values, they had range, they had melee, and it was awesome. My favorites are blades, palms, and claws.
I use bows because that's what he used in Super Smash Bros.
And staffs. In my opinion,
These cards need the power of flight.
I
so
like
they
the
won't fall.
differentiation, but there really wasn't a need for it. In my opinion, the weapons were cool.
What is wrong with you? Multiplayer. I
Just
thought multiplayer was really, really, really cool. Especially since it was really the first really good multiplayer
How many times
3DS
did you said
game.
really?
Huh?
How many times have you just said really in like the last 5 seconds? A really lot of times. Okay.
You had 2 modes. Well, you first can do it. You can first do it nearby with anyone else who has a game with you, like these 2 right here, or you can do it with anyone using Wi-Fi connection. Typical. But then you had 2 modes. You had Light versus Dark and then Free for All. Free for All is basically just 6 people going out, duking it out against all of
A
another.
free for all.
Exactly. Then you have Light versus Dark, which is awesome, which is actually really cool. It's
A little bit more depth into it. You see, what you can do is that you can actually become Pit or Dark Pit depending upon which team you are on, and it's more team-based as it is a team.
It's 3 versus 3. You have a team health bar, but you also have your own health bar. Every time you die, your team health bar goes down. Once the last person who the person who dies last, which depletes the health bar, becomes the angel of their team. A team wins by killing the other team's angel, and it's actually really cool, even though it sounds a little simplistic. The verdict.
Verdict. Yes.
The verdict.
This is the nitty gritty of the show.
Nitty and gritty! Not just one or the other.
Nitty gritty.
Alright.
So Brian, what do you think about Kid Icarus Uprising as a whole?
I'd have to give this game an 8.5 out of 10, and I would strongly recommend to pick it up. If you love original NES games and you want a good 3DS game that's going to spend time, and you also like Star Fox, I would extremely recommend this game for you. It is great, it is fun, although it can get at times a little bit monotonous, it really is a good purchase and a good buy. Pick it up for about $40 or even, no, $40 is a good price I'd put the game.
Or less. Okay, Joe.
Yes, I did like the gameplay. I love how they had so many features, and it's like that. It's like that famous quote from Shigeru Miyamoto.
Will be
a delayed
good.
game is eventually good, but a rush game.
It's forever bad.
Exactly. So I'm glad that they took their time with it. I do hope that they make another.
For the Jay did it. Now, your verdict.
So yeah, I like the gameplay. I like all the modes. I'm glad that they tried to make it as cohesive as possible. But some of the flaws are holding it back for me personally.
What?
I found a little bit of music to be forgettable. Sometimes the land battles could be a little tedious, and I didn't really connect, I guess, to the main character as much as some other people have. But that's just me. So I think I'll give it either an 8 or an 8.5, same as Brian. 8.5 is my score. Alright, because that's what I think.
And
and finally, the man himself, Dennis.
Yes. I am going to disagree with both of you because I honestly think this game is my favorite of the 3DS games, currently at least, because I really haven't found a game, other than Kid Icarus Uprising, I really haven't found a game that gives you that great potential of the 3DS, that awesome feel, the gameplay and everything, all the different modes, the music, the gameplay, the bosses, everything was just awesome. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
So
my current favorite 3DS game.
In the end, though, as sort of collective vote, it would be safe to say that this is a Christopher Eccleston out of David Tennant. That's 9 out of 10. Like as a collective.
Yeah, it's an out.
Doctor Who jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm Dennis,
I'm Joe.
I'm that one.
and this has been Pulp Non-Fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah.